Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. Today I'm releasing a watch that you knew I had to be doing, right? It's the Islander Monster. And you will see kind of how I chose to go with the lineup. Curiously enough, though, I'll tell you right now, I didn't do an orange, which is kind of weird. Maybe another rendition I'll do an orange. It's the one color I actually shied away from, but there are 5 colors to show you. I'm actually wearing for the occasion, this is a Gen 2 monster. This is SRP 309. I'm also wearing the Islander Field Watch on the elastic strap. More Field Watches come in June? Should be around June or so. Something I'm aiming for. Monsters. I don't have the exact date in my head, but they came out, I want to say early 2000s or so, after the SKX came out. SKX came out mid to late 90s. So this was early 2000s. SKX 779, SKX 781, released in orange and black versions. Black was 779, orange, yeah, I used to sell them. Orange was 781. K1 on the bracelet, K3 on the rubber strap. I don't think there was ever a K2, though people think that a K2 was out with a different kind of bracelet. I don't think there ever was. So they ran on the 7S26 Hardlex crystal, so no hand winding, no hacking. Fast forward, oh man, about 8 years, 7 years, something like that. The SRP 307, 309 came out. Orange and black monster, hand winding, hacking, still as the day date, 4R36 movement. And then they also released the 307, 309, 311, which was the all blacked out monster, and the 313, which was Dracula. But they changed the design a little bit, added shark teeth. I kind of went back old school because that was, to me, that was the original. That's the homage I wanted to go after. So let's see what I cooked up for you today. So we're getting into 5 Islander monsters, if you will. As I said, there is no orange. All 5 very similar, all the same size, mostly the same specs. And they're all Gen 1. This is Gen 2 here. Notice the shark teeth, they're pointy. I wanted to go more with a Gen 1 feel with the square markers or rectangular markers. It was the original. It never had hand winding and hacking, so I figured I will homage it by upgrading it to hand winding hacking, go with a sapphire crystal instead of Hardlex, and add some colors to the mix that I feel they really should have done in the beginning. And then the monster bracelet might have been the first bracelet from Seiko with pins and collars. At least it's one of the first ones that I recall. And it was a bear to size because the collar went in on the outside. So these are held together with screw pins. So they're all the same. Well, not all the same price. I lied. These are all $279. The full Loom one is $299. So, honestly, 100%, no particular order. We'll start with this guy. So this is the red dial Islander. So let's see. So the specs are fairly normal. It is 42 millimeters in diameter. It is 13 thick to a double. I went with a double dome sapphire crystal. I believe the original monster is single dome. Actually, it is. I'm looking at it on my wrist right now. 13 thick to a slightly double domed sapphire crystal. 47 millimeters lug tip to lug tip. Holes for easy strap changes. Engraved solid case back with the Islander logo. It's the same case back that I've got pretty much on everything. 20 millimeter lug and a lovely, definitely monster-esque bracelet. But as I said, is held together with screws. Whoops, I think I had the right side, did I? Yeah, there we go. Screw heads are on this side. Solid link, of course, solid end link, but these were never really integrated links to begin with. The monster case is a little bit funky. And a flip lock milled scissor clasp. No diver's extension. I know the original monster did have the diver's extension. Screw down crown, 200 meters of water resistance. The crown is more Gen 2. I liked the knurled crown, so I kept that on this one. The NH36 movement, 24 joules. Hand winds, hacks, 40 hours of power reserve. Unscrew it, wind it, time, day, and date. Doop. So, red dial. I did not want to go with silver hands. Again, I'm really up for legibility, so white hands, white markers. And of course the Loom makes it a little bit less whitish, but beautifully done. I'll show you the Loom at the end. A 120 click unidirectional ratcheting bezel. Doink, doink, doink. And of course it's got all the monster, goodies. Nice polishing on the sides, good facets to dig into. Ditto on the case. Case is brushed. Top of the bezel is polished. Loom pip up here. They all weigh about 198 grams with all the links installed. Let's see. I think that's about it. So this is the beautiful red dial. I really dig it. Then I did a blue dial. This is a la kind of ISL 03-ish, but a little bit lighter in color. And then for here, I actually did go with silver hands. I thought the silver worked here. I thought it was legible. So I'm just going to back it up a bit. So I thought this all worked nicely. Silver hands. And then again, the white markers. Tons of Loom. It's a nice rush. So I talked before about the minute markers, 5, 10, 20, blah, 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 all the way around. I thought it had a nice little touch. So as I said, I did not do an orange dial. I did, though, do a black dial. I hope that not doing an orange dial is not going to come back to haunt me. It probably will. I don't know. I just didn't want to do it. I felt like I didn't want to do more than 5 styles, and I really wanted it to be mostly original colors. So anyway, but black, always the best-selling watch, pretty much in any variety. Black is generally the #1 selling color. So here I went black, but now again, for contrast, I didn't do it on the blue dial. I did it on the black dial. I'm just moving it a little bit. I went with white hands. I just feel white on black just pops so nicely. Okay, again, this is a departure. I think it's a departure from the regular monster. I'm pretty sure they're silver hands, but very nicely done. There's not much to it, right? Just a good looking watch. See the crown guards. If you didn't get a good look at them before, nice knurling on the crown. Of course, it's a logoed crown. Okay. The true Islander monster. This one, so SRP 481, aka the Ice Monster, which kind of a whitish silver and blue. But it wasn't a true monster because it was a push-pull crown. I'm like staring in the air as I'm talking. All this is from memory. SRP 481. It was a Seiko 5. Of course, it was one of the baby monsters or mini monsters, whatever. Sorry. So this is, my choice. This is what I would do, right? White and blue, island watch colors, islander colors. So what we've got here is a crisp white dial, a beautiful white chapter ring. Okay, and then on the Loom, so on the other watches I showed you, yeah, on all of them, the Loom is mounted on a pad. The pad is white, and you don't get much contrast between the Loom and the pad. It kind of blends in. It gives you a little bit of an outline, but not much. Here, I was like, you know what? I really want the Loom to pop in daylight. I want the marker to pop. So I outlined them all in blue. So I put the Loom on blue pads. Oops. Okay, man. So you can see it. Oh my god, I love this one. I think this one's definitely going to find its way onto my wrist. Beautiful blue monster hands. Really, really sweet. And the Loom pip. So the last guy, I had to do it, right? I mean, there has to be a Loom monster. People say Loom monster. This is the Loom monster, a la ISL 26, ISL 61, ISL 70. The full Loom mini turtle. So this is the full Loom Islander monster. But what I did here was on these, you see the chapter ring has hash marks on it. The chapter ring is actually probably easier to look at on the white one. There's more contrast. See, the chapter ring is actually raised. It's like a cereal bowl almost. Okay, I didn't want that here. I wanted to go with a mirrored chapter ring on the inside instead to help reflect the light back out. I thought it would be a better nighttime effect. I was not wrong. It does look great. So, but in true Islander fashion, everything is blacked out. the markers, the hands, the logo. And then you notice the bezel. The bezel is fully loomed. So it is loom paint in this steel bezel. So let's see what happens when the lights go out. That sounds kind of weird. Let's see what happens. There you go. Totally ridiculous. Bright as a flashlight, and you see the chaptering on the inside. So we don't lose. We get visibility all the way to the edge, and we get a mirror effect as well. Really nice. So why was it called the monster? A lot of people say because of the teeth. It looks like a monster's mouth opening. Some people say because the size was large. Some people say because it's the ultimate tool watch, the monster. Well, I don't care, whatever you call it. Certainly no longer today is it a large watch by any stretch of the imagination, and many more tool watches have come into existence, but the moniker monster lives on in this piece. So full loom, not your fancy? Well, I have you covered. This is actually the white dial. They all glow the same, all the other ones. Beautifully done. No problem reading that. So you got the, see the pip? So you have the rotating bezel and the very, very visible pip. Let's see, bottom time starts now for us divers. I say us divers because I have PADI certification, but I've only been diving like 3 times, so I'm really not a diver. I would love to do it again one day when the world reopens. But there you go. Beautiful. Wristy time. Here it is on my 6 3/4 inch wrist, above, below. This model, actually all the models I showed you are my photography samples. Samples, a bad choice of words. They're real production models, but these are the ones I went up for photography. But my photographer, shout out to Ty Alexander Photography, check him out on Instagram. He actually removed 2 links from each one for taking wrist shots. And usually I'd put the links back in. But today I figured, you know what, let me not put the links back in so we can get a better sense of things. I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist. 2 links have been removed. I still need to remove probably 2 links. Just to give you an idea, I could probably remove 2 links right now to get it to fit me properly. Just to give you an idea of sizing. So this is with 2 links removed on a 6 3/4 inch wrist, right? Still loads of room. So that will definitely wrap it up. This has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com showing you the Islander Monster. It's finally available. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. Questions or comments, put them down below, and I'll be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.